Hey everyone. Today, we are going to crack the code on something that looks, let's be honest, super complicated: electronics. We're going to completely demystify all those little bits and pieces on a circuit board, and this is for absolute beginners.
You've been there, right? You pop open some gadget and you're just staring at this green board that's packed with a million tiny parts. It can feel a little overwhelming. It looks like some kind of alien city. But I promise you, by the end of this, you're going to have the tools to actually start making sense of it all.
So let's start with a really simple idea. Just think of a circuit board as a dense, bustling city. All those little components, those are the buildings. And the shiny lines connecting everything, those are the roads. It looks like chaos at first, I get it. But once you learn how to read the map, getting around becomes second nature. So where do we even begin? Well, the first big secret is that the board itself tells you what everything is. Yep, it's covered in these little codes, we call them designators, printed right next to every single component. Think of these as our street signs.
And you know, the beautiful thing is just how simple this whole system is. The letters printed right there on the board directly tell you what the parts are. For instance, a C will always stand for capacitor. R, that's a resistor. If you see an L, that's pointing to a coil or an inductor. Q is for a transistor, and a D marks a diode. Seriously, these 5 little letters cover a huge chunk of what you're going to see. It's literally the language of the board.
Okay, so once you can identify a part, the next big question is it working? And for that, you need one essential tool, the multimeter. But please don't be intimidated by all the dials and settings. We're going to focus on the single most powerful function for any beginner.
That's right. One single setting on your multimeter can be used to test roughly 99% of the common components you're ever going to run into. This is the ultimate troubleshooting shortcut.
And that magic setting is called continuity mode. You'll usually see it marked with a little sound wave symbol. It is so simple. All it does is test if there's a connection between 2 points. And if there is, it beeps. That's it. We are going to use this simple buzzer to figure out if a part is good or bad.
All right, so we've got our MAD, we've got our tool. Let's actually put this knowledge into practice. We're going to test the 3 most fundamental components you'll find on pretty much any board out there.
First up is the capacitor, always marked with a C. Its main job is to store and filter electrical voltage. You can kind of think of it as a tiny, super fast recharging battery that helps smooth out the power supply. So let's see how to check one.
Okay, get your multimeter, put it in that continuity mode, the one with the buzzer. Now place your probes on the capacitor's legs. If it's a good capacitor, you'll see the numbers on the screen change for a moment and then settle. Or you might hear one single really quick beep. But if you hear a continuous non-stop beep, well, that capacitor is shorted, it's bad, it really is that simple.
All right, one down. Next up, the resistor, marked with an R. These little guys are basically the traffic cops for electricity. Their whole job is to control or limit how much current can flow through. So for this, you can use continuity mode or a resistance setting. Here's the deal. A good resistor should show a stable value on your multimeter screen. But if you test it and the screen just shows OL for overload or the value doesn't change from 1, it's showing no value at all. That means it's bad. It's open. The road is out. And finally, we have the coil, also known as an inductor, which you'll always find marked with an L. Now, these can look really different from each other. Some look like tiny transformers, others look like little wrapped up beads. But if you see an L printed next to it on the board, you know exactly what you're dealing with.
And this is where our buzzer test is just perfect. Because checking a coil is the easiest test of them all. See, a coil is really just a long, continuous piece of wire wrapped up. So a good coil will always, and I mean always, give you a clear, solid, continuous beep in continuity mode. If you put your probes on it and you get silence, it's bad. The wire inside has a break.
So look, you now know how to read the map and you know how to use the tool. But there's one more pro tip that really separates beginners from experienced troubleshooters. It's a shift in mindset that is going to save you a ton of headaches down the road.
And here it is, the crucial point. When a component is still on the board, your multimeter can get, well, confused. It can get thrown off by all the other parts that are still connected to it in the circuit. And this can make a perfectly good component look like it's bad. So if you ever get a suspicious reading, the only way to be 100% certain is to desolder at least one leg and test it all by itself. Let's just quickly recap this simple but really powerful workflow we've learned here. Step 1, use those designator codes printed right on the board. That's our map. to identify the component. And step 2, use your multimeter's continuity mode, the buzzer, to get a quick good or bad reading. Identify, then test. That's the core loop right there.
So there you have it. You've gone from looking at this chaotic city to seeing the street signs, and now you even know how to check if the lights are on in the buildings. The mystery is gone. It's been replaced by a method. So the only real question left is, with this new map in your hand, what are you going to explore or maybe fix first?